What is up, boyos?
Hello, boyos.
Welcome to Last Week in Games, where everything is video games. Last week, Sean Murray is at it again with a new game from Hello Games, and he's teasing it out, baby. Microsoft is putting ads in their games, and a couple other things to talk about as well. My name is Jake. That over there is Nick, the mayor, Sapon.
Hello. Vote me in the 2020 whatever.
How's it going?
Mayoral election.
Mayoral.
I'm
thinking about it.
Talking a whole lot. But,
I'm thinking about it right now, and I do think I hosted last week. Now that I'm thinking about it, that's all right. Fine. We're already in. I'm hosting again, baby. 2 weeks in a row.
It's a bad week, so you're hosting again.
Next week's gonna be fire next week because Nick is hosting next week. It's gonna be fire, son.
And there's something that we both love is happening next week. So
that's true. We'll talk about that later.
Stay tuned for that.
Nick.
That's me.
How was your week, man? How's it been?
Oh, man. Yesterday, as of recording this, it was Easter Sunday.
It was. And, yes, happy Easter.
Yes, same to you. I'll talk about Easter, all right? Yeah, Easter's fine. We went over to the in-laws' house, and we had a nice time. The end.
I love that.
No, yeah, I don't know. It's Easter. You watch a church service that you don't really want to watch, but then you're also like just hang out with family. And we planned our engagement party for next weekend, and like went over some statistics and logistics and bobistics and
statistics,
logistics, bobistics, monistics, and we got some work to do. This week's going to be busy.
You're like, what percentage of people would like a chocolate
dude, okay, so
raspberry versus
you bring up
a chocolate
you bring up a
grape.
You bring up a great point. That literally happened because, vegan meat eaters. And it was like...
Do you know a lot of vegans?
Well, I don't know. I know two.
Okay.
That I can think of. But... we're ordering like mini chimneys from like a Mexican place to cater this thing, and Danielle's dad's like, well, what about the vegan friends? And I'm like, what about the vegan friends? They'll find something. Like, we'll have other things. Like, there's green chili chimichangas. There's going to be a whole bunch of stuff here. If they don't like it, they can go get a pizza or something. So it went over that, like, how many people are coming, how many people are vegan, how many people can't eat this thing and this thing, and we're like, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. We're hosting. It's a party. Come on over. Bring something if you bring something. Don't bring something if you're not gonna bring something. That's it.
That's all it needs to be, like, especially for like an engagement party. Like it ain't that serious.
It's like, come in like nice clothes, but like a t-shirt and pants. Like hang out semi-casual formally-ish, It's not a big deal. We're not doing a wedding. And it's one of those things that's just like, we'll figure it out. It's a party, So that was a bunch of the conversation on Easter. Yeah, and then also I got to ride in a side-by-side down public streets, which was fun.
What is a side-by-side? Like the thing that Robin sits in Batman?
No, it's a
sidecar.
It's a sidecar. A side-by-side is like a quad, but it's much bigger. It's like a car, but it's a quad. It's an off-road car, like a sand rail, but taller and squattier and kind of, but faster. Jeeps are more for like crawling on rocks and going really slow and up hills.
Like a dune buggy?
Like a dune buggy.
Okay.
But, not as... Because I think dune buggy implies it's only in the dunes. Side by side is like, it's an ATV, but you can't really say ATV because ATVs are like quads now. You know, you could be like,
Gotcha.
"Oh, I read my ATV." People are like, "Oh yeah, you drive quads?" And you're like, "No, no, it's a car that
Isn't a
goes off road real fast."
isn't a car a quad?
Yes.
Because it has 4 wheels.
Dude, I can't even get into why all these off-road vehicle names are stupid as fuck.
I
I
love it.
won't even get into it. It is they're all so dumb. The way that whoever is like, yeah, that's a side by side, and that's a ATV, and that's a three-wheeler, even though it's got 5 wheels, and that's a sand rail, and that's a dune buggy. It's like, fuck you. Name them something different. Like, go through them and be like, no, this is what we're gonna call this one because that makes way more sense. This is what we're fixing it. Not only Phoenix, we're not just fixing Phoenix. We're fixing quads,
That's
side by
right.
sides, off road vehicles. That's it.
That's right.
Vote me for mayor and my running mate Jake for vice mayor.
I am Vice Mayor Jake. That is me.
How are you doing? How was your Easter?
Oh, my Easter was lovely. First of all, my week last week, another wild week, Nick, because the week before I saw Billie Eilish.
Uh-huh.
Last week I saw Phoebe Bridgers,
I don't know who that
and
is.
oh, she's great. Yeah, you should listen to her
That's all.
album.
You know, I keep asking you like, I don't know who that is, and you're like, you should look her up. She's awesome, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna do that, and I still have no idea who she is.
She's bigger. She played like
Look,
a
I'll do it
pretty.
right now.
She did a pretty bigger, like a bigger venue. She did a song with Paul McCartney. I found out. That's cool. Yeah, it was a cool concert. Really like Phoebe Bridgers. Her album Punisher, very good album. Very solid album.
Came out in 2020 for
It
those
did,
wondering.
it did, and it was a banger. It was a banger. It was nominated for several Grammys even, which good for her.
Didn't win though, so she must not
No,
be that good.
didn't win. Grammys, schmammies, who
Yeah,
cares?
yeah.
But like, it kind of sucked though, because we were like up in the side corner, and
And there was a pole in the way.
no, we could see just fine. But like, she's like indie sad girl stuff.
Yeah.
So it's a quieter show.
Um,
So like, it wasn't like the best audio from where we were sitting because we were like up on a balcony in the back corner, and it wasn't great. And it got like really bassy, and
yeah, the
just
bass
because like,
traps back there.
yeah, it's pretty bass trap. There's no like they should really put speakers like up on the balcony to make it sound a little better up there, but that'd probably be a pain in the ass. So they don't do that. They're like, you poors get the worst.
I don't know why we put these seats here. They're not worth shit. So
Yeah. Well,
you just
sell more
wanted to
tickets.
hang out, I guess.
Yeah, well, and to be fair, yes, that is like part of going to a concert, right? Is like just the experience of like being around like-minded people and like people who are just vibing. Because I vibed for sure, and I got really drunk at some bar in downtown, and I look for any excuse to go to downtown because last night, Nick, on Easter, as any good Christian should on Easter, I went to a drag show, and
Nice.
it was great. I had a great time. It was just at this like little tiny bar downtown, and it was great. Just a lot of
You put your Hawthorns on and your
yeah.
highest heels.
Put on my highest heels, my best device for concealing my penis. That is community reference for those of you who don't know.
So did you get sloshed at this drag queen race?
I got pretty.
What was it exactly? Was it an event or was it just like a
Well, it's just
bar
like
where drag people in
fa-
drag walk around?
a family friend of mine does drag, right?
Okay.
And he does like a solo show on Sundays, and we're like, hey, let's go to it, and we went to it, and he at this one he decided to do a bunch of Disney music, and
Okay, so for the audience, I know all about drag. That's what I do every, Saturday, but you don't seem to come to any one of my shows.
I didn't
For the
know.
audience,
I'd go to your drag show.
can you describe what it is a drag show is? Like when you go and you pay for your ticket, is there a ticket?
There was for this one, but it was like $10, you know. It's like whatever.
Okay, so you pay to get in. You go in, it's at a bar. What happens?
It was basically just him. It's basically him doing stand up and singing. You know, like, hey, I'm gonna make you laugh, and I'm gonna sing songs. That's it, really. And drinks were super cheap because it was Sunday, and they did like Sunday specials, and I appreciated that.
Yeah, always a bonus.
Bought like 5 drinks, and it was like $20, and I love that. Yeah, it was good times. Good times. Golden oldies.
Nice.
I was gonna bring something else up that happened. Oh,
Easter.
Yeah, ate a bunch of ham. That's it. That's all we did.
Because you know what goes with, the return of Jesus Christ from the dead is bunnies, eggs, and ham.
That's right. That's
it.
right. I did see some birds fornicating on a like pole, and I was like, that is so Easter, you know.
That's Jesus Christ right there.
That is, I felt moved. I felt the power of Christ wash over me.
Beautiful.
Speaking of community,
can I get a hallelujah?
Hallelujah. Speaking of community, dude, when are we getting that Community movie? Right? I was actually gonna tweet that out today. I'm like, where the fuck is this Community movie? You know, 6 seasons in a movie. We got the 6 seasons. Yeah. Where the fuck is this movie, dude? We need the movie, and we need Gambino to come back for it.
Oh 100%. Yeah, dude. He would definitely come back.
He'd come back, right? I mean, he wasn't in the last 2 seasons of the show, but he'd come back.
He'd come back for a movie. He's doing movies now. You know?
Is he?
He's doing show. Well, he did The Lion King.
He did. That was a while ago. Well,
that was a few years ago.
2019.
He also did The Amazing Spider-Man.
What?
He plays Prowler in The Amazing Spider-Man.
No, that was
Donald Glover.
But that wasn't Amazing Spider-Man. That was Homecoming, right?
Oh. You're right.
Yeah, that was Homecoming. Yeah.
You're right. Yeah. Yep.
We got there. We got there. He does Atlanta, I guess. He's still acting a little bit, I suppose.
That's what I mean.
He was in The Martian as well. Remember that movie? Matt Damon.
I do remember. And he was in The Martian.
Yeah. That's it. I figure he's busy with music or whatever. He's like the hottest shit.
Dude, he doesn't have any. He hasn't released any songs recently.
I thought he did. I thought he just released some songs recently. But I also know like his thing now is like he doesn't want to release albums. He just wants to release songs when he wants to. That's like his thing now.
Let's see. When was his latest?
Yeah, let's Spotify it up. Okay.
Donald Glover. Latest release.
Childish Gambino. Popular releases. He had an
album was in the
2020.
Yeah.
And he had a single in 2021.
Yeah, that was he had 2 singles.
Yes. So he's still around. 2021. That was like right around the corner, you know. That wasn't that long ago.
Yeah.
2020, you know. I figure like all the people that released shit in 2020 are like trying to go out and tour that stuff now. You know?
Yeah.
Anyway, we should talk video games.
This is all video games.
That's true. Everything is video games. Nick, what you been playing, dude?
Nothing. Fucking nothing. And this is another thing I wanted to bring up.
Mm-hmm.
In how I've been doing in the first question you posed to me. One thing I will consider a video game is I invited you out for a very special occasion.
I'm glad you're bringing this up because I was going to bring it up.
To be my family for one very special night.
Yes.
All right.
We were a family that night.
We were a family that night.
Yeah.
I picked up the Fast and Furious Highway Heist board game. That's right. Fast and Furious board game. Right. And I'm like, this has got to be done. I got it for $7. I'm like, totally worth it. $7 for a night. Who knows? Invited you out, played with the missus. We had a great fucking time.
It was good.
It's a simple game. It surprised the hell out of me. It was simple. It's a little confusing at first, but once you get the hang of it, it's like bam, 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 doing cool shit. And it's fun. It's fun. And I can't wait to do more of it.
I
Other than
say
that though,
I say we skip your engagement party and just fucking play some
dude, why don't we
Fast and
just
Furious.
it's all family there.
That's true.
Let's just we should
Family.
we should play Fast and Furious on the TVs.
I just imagine like 50 people around a table just being like, yeah, get him, yeah, family,
Ram 'em off the road.
family.
That's it. And they're all wearing the Dom getup.
With the bald caps. Family.
That's it. Yeah, it was fun. It was surprisingly fun, and I can't wait to go back to it again. Yeah. Other than that, though, not a whole lot. It's been busy. It's been pretty busy for me. What about you? What have you been playing?
Yeah, I also played the board game, obviously.
Whoa!
Whoa.
Shit! Whoa!
Yeah, I was surprised by the game too. I thought it was very fun. It was very fun.
Yeah.
I thought it'd be
it's
like
cool.
fucking terrible, which it kind of
Mhm.
is. And like the rules don't make like a ton of sense. It's kind of stupid,
Yeah.
but
Mhm.
like it's fun. It seems like kind of easy, but like I feels like we could modify it to make it
Oh,
more
yeah.
difficult and stuff.
Oh yeah.
But there is only like 3 scenarios. It
That's
needs
the worst part about it. It
Uh,
needs
it-
DLC. It
yeah.
needs.
because it's like you'll play for like 6 hours and be like experience everything you can experience with the game, which is
Yeah.
kind of lame.
Yeah.
But we also, and I want to get your thoughts on it because we talked about it last week even. We went and saw Everything Everywhere All at Once as well.
Oh shit! Oh yeah, we sure did that. That was the same night. We
That
had
was-
a family game night. We went to get some pizza,
Yeah.
and then we went to a movie spontaneously.
Spur of the moment. We're just like,
Spur-
hey, here's a movie theater. Should we go? And we're like,
it's
sure, let's go.
a Saturday night, I guess.
Let's do it. And we did
Let's
it.
go. And we
And-
did it.
I really enjoyed it the second time, but I want to know what you thought of it the first time.
First time I saw Everything Everywhere All at Once. It was exactly what I expected.
Oh,
No, I didn't see it right away. So it was kind of like I was really interested in this movie when it came out, and I'm like, this looks like a really good time. It looks really fun. They're doing something weird, and it throws you off because it starts out and it's like spoilers, I guess. It's like the multiverse is a thing, and this is how it works for like the first 30 minutes of the movie. After that, they explain zero about the multiverse, and it's just like, all right, you got it, you accepted it. This is how the rest of the movie is, and it's all about family. It's a
Family.
Fast and Furious movie.
family.
It is a Fast and Furious movie, and it's so much fun, and I love the cast. I didn't think like the cast was anything special, but like this movie kind of proves it wrong because I don't remember all of them. You get I'll bring up the cast. You get great moments like the dad in this movie. Fantastic.
Shortstop.
Shortstop from Indiana Jones,
Yeah.
and he was also in the Goonies.
Was.
He does a great job in this movie. The main actress does a great movie as well. Man,
Michelle Yeoh.
and yes, and I just had a great time with this movie. I don't know what to say. There were certain points in the movie where I'm like, wow, that's deep, or that's something to think about. There's one moment where it slows the movie down and it forces you to just take a break, relax, and think about what is happening. And you're like, I needed that. And then it goes right back into it, and you're like, holy shit. This is hilarious and fun and over the top. And now I'm crying because it's heartfelt, meaningful, and like it's good. It's really good. If you want to see it, you should see it. That's right now. You should go. You should stop this podcast and you should go and see it,
I agree.
and then come back to this podcast.
See it in theaters too, because like
Yeah,
it's a great theater experience, I think.
yeah. You could do. I'm sure you'd get the same. It's not like the Batman, which I think Batman you should see in theaters because of its just visuals. Whereas this one's just like you can get the same sort of experience.
I think it's the experience of seeing it with other people. The first time I saw it in a pretty packed house, right?
Mhm.
And there's a lot of really funny moments where like the whole audience is laughing. When we saw it, there wasn't like a ton of people in there, but there were enough to like get the community experience of seeing a movie together.
That's true.
And I really like that. Also, there's some really neat visual stuff in this movie as well. And like I think you can really like appreciate the aspect ratio changes and stuff a lot more when you see it on the big screen and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. It's really good. It's really good. Go see it if you're thinking about it.
All I'll
Try-
say is Rakakuni. That's all you need to know. That's all you need to know.
That part had me busting up.
Hilarious.
Busting up. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I think. I give it like a 9 out of 10 if I had to rate, but we don't do that. So 9 out of 10.
Yeah. I gave it a 5 out of 5 on my Letterboxd. But that's because
Nice.
Letterboxd forces you to rate it. That's not true. They don't actually force you to rate it at all. I just did it anyway.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. How about that?
Breaking the mold over here.
You know what's weird about
Yeah.
Letterboxd is it's 5 stars, but you can do half stars. That's really a 10. That's a 10-point scale.
Well, I mean, a lot of people do a 20-point scale. If we're being fair,
Yeah.
IGN goes 7.5. No,
That's a 20-point scale.
That's a 20-point scale. That's
Yeah.
What would the 7.5 be? It would be like a fucking
You could
15. I think that's 15 of 20 right there. You know?
You got there.
We give this a 15 of 20.
Yeah, just say that. And then they'll be like, we give it a 15.5.
Yeah, I
like,
know.
Oh no.
Oh no, now we're on a 40-point scale. What the fuck? Get out of here.
Yeah,
Stupid.
it gets confusing.
Yeah.
I like a 5-point scale where you can do points though. So I like a 10-point
You
scale.
like a 10-point scale. Yeah, exactly.
Let's
dumb.
let's get into the titties. These are some tidbits of news we feel like talking about. This comes from @TheWitcherGame on Twitter. We have decided to have our in-house development team conduct the remaining work on the next-gen version of The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. We are currently evaluating the scope of work to be done and thus have to postpone Q2 release until further notice. We'll update you as soon as we can. Thank you for your understanding. Did we have a release date for this? I don't think we even had a release date for this.
It was supposed to come out like now. It was supposed to come out around this time, but then Cyberpunk fell off and then they moved some people around to work on that. So then that just came to PlayStation 5 and that just got the update or whatnot. But the Witcher 3 was supposed to come out like now or summer. But from what I understand, because a lot of the team, well, they're a Polish company, right? So Poland is right next to all the crap that's going on right there. And apparently a lot of the team members are like living in Russia or from Russia and they commute into Poland or something like that. And with all the tensions going on and the sanctions that they have to like pull back on their stuff, it could be an excuse, but
I don't think it is. I think what happened was they had like a third party developer, like they hired someone to do the was it not a remake but like
an
upscale
upgrade.
or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
Like they hired a company, and I'm pretty sure that company is in Russia.
Is that what it is?
I'm
Okay,
pretty sure that's what it is.
okay.
And that's why they're like, we're just gonna take it over. Yeah, I don't think it's like anything's going wrong with it at all. I think there's just a lot of conflict going on in Europe right now, and they're like, fuck, we gotta figure this out. And that
Yeah.
could be true just for people who work at CD Projekt Red. Where it's like we have people who like live in Russia or something.
Hmm.
Maybe not though. I don't know.
Or Ukraine, or yeah.
But
Well, I don't know.
we don't know how things are going to go over there. I wonder if like as tensions rise, how that goes for them. But yeah, I don't know. Who really cares though about a Witcher 3 update? Are you going to play it? Like if it gets
Yeah.
a PS5 update, you
I
care.
have
Okay.
I
You
have it
care.
on Steam already. I haven't even booted it up on Steam. I played it on PlayStation 4. I played 3 times, and I'm like, I gotta get in it when that next gen update comes out because they're releasing DLC that kind of coincides with the Witcher TV show and stuff like that. They'll have like updates throughout that, and I'm like, I gotta do it again because I want to. I want to be in that. Like, I'll listen to the soundtrack once a month and just be like, I need to be in that world again. It's just so I care, and I want it out.
Okay. Sorry.
And
I'm sorry for
fuck you, fuck you. I'm now looking just forward to Splatoon. That's it.
that's it.
Everything else, eh,
Not Starfield, huh?
eh.
Eh,
Hardly like I'd have to see something on Starfield. Oh,
that's
I guess
true.
Saints Row.
That's true.
I'll stick around for Saints Row.
Uh yeah, I don't think I hope they get it out by Q2 because it does look bad on them if they don't, right? Because then it's like,
No, no, no. It was supposed to be on Q2,
oh,
and now they just don't have an up there. There's no release date
oh,
now.
I misread this. I thought they were like,
Yeah,
we have
yeah.
to get it out Q2 next year.
It was initially supposed to come out now, which is Q2, and then
When do you think
I
they'll
don't
get
know,
it out? Next year?
next year,
That sucks.
the end of
Because
this year.
that would be okay, I think, if they get it out at the end of this year. Because like whatever,
Hmm.
they could sell it for holiday or whatever. But like if it's next year, it's like man, PlayStation 5's been out for 3 years now.
Yep.
Uh,
Yep.
and this game old, and this is really just an upres. At this point,
Yeah.
you should have just done a full on fucking remake.
Hmm.
Yeah, pretty wild stuff.
Yeah.
Um,
Crazy.
but yeah, they seem to be put in a pretty bad position. Um,
Yeah, considering their geographical location.
there you go. They're geological.
Their rock location.
They're sedimentary.
Sedimentary igneous intrusion. Yes. Okay.
Yes. What? In all seriousness, what is like your most anticipated game? Is it Splatoon?
Yeah. Yeah. I think Splatoon is my most anticipated game for right now. You know, I could be forgetting something. My most intriguing game, I'm not like hyped about it, but my most intriguing game is got to be that Forspoken.
Hmm.
That's the one I'm like,
What
maybe.
is this? Yeah.
What is it looks cool and like the combat I've seen a lot of gameplay and they're like, "Hey, what do you think?" And people are like, "Ooh, change some shit." And they're like, "Okay." And apparently they have. So something to look out for, you know? Something to wait for reviews. Yeah.
What's a
Cuphead
game? What's a
Cuphead
game
DLC.
that? Cuphead DLC. That's a good one too. What's a game that
Monster Hunter
like?
Rise DLC. Like I'm hyped for all of that.
What's a game that could be like announced tomorrow and you'd be like, oh shit, that's it. That's the one.
I have a couple answers for this.
Okay, go for it.
Like,
I think I know one of them.
no,
Okay,
probably not.
I don't.
Okay, so one of them is going to be the most realistic one would be Wipeout,
It's a good one.
like a new Wipeout with the old maps and customization and all that bullshit. Blah blah blah. The one after that would be a new pod racer game. new Star Wars pod racer game that goes through all of the shit that we know. Like,
And it's called Now This Is Pod Racing.
now this is pod racing 2022, and then they'll
And
do
it's a
one every
yearly
year.
installment.
Every year. It'll be like a FIFA game. You've
That'd
got
be
to
fucking
buy
epic,
cards.
dude. That'd be epic.
Now this is what I call pod racing. That's fucking fantastic. We need to
Hire us.
contact George Lucas about
Hire
that.
us, Lucas.
That is fantastic. I love that shit. God, that's so good. What were you think I was gonna say? Freedom Fighters?
Factions.
Oh, well, I mean that's yeah. Okay. Yeah, of course, dude. I've been hyped on that since Last of Us 2 came
You
out.
think we'll get that this year?
No, I don't
Okay.
think we'll ever get it. It will never happen, and we
Might
will
be right.
all die. Like it'll be like you be on your deathbed, and it'll be like, oh my, and that's it, and you'll die. Like you won't even get shot like your last breath, and I'll get a tweet that says from Neil Druckmann, "Tell Jake, Factions is out," and I'll be like,
Oh shit,
shit, dog,
dude.
shit.
Fucking Neil Druckmann's gonna outlive me. Fuck.
Yeah, Neil Druckmann's gonna outlive you. It's like 40, right? 40 something right now. So
I like that your games that you're like you want they have a theme almost like futuristic racers. That's what
racers, dude. I want Dirt. If Dirt Rally
Dirt Rally
3 was announced,
That'd be hot.
absolutely.
That'd be
If
hot.
we got Dirt, like racing games, fighting games, like if we got Dragon Ball Fighters 2.0, or
What
even
would that
like
even be though? You know, like what would that be?
more characters. There's obviously more characters.
Like who though? Like they got everyone that matters.
Boo,
more Goku.
Oob, boo, 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 Vegeta, 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 Vegeta.
More Gokus.
More Gokus, you know. All of the Freezers, all of the Friezas,
Yeah,
all of the Trunkses.
I guess.
You know, there's a lot. Or
it'd be cool if they made a game like that, but like tackling a different anime. You know, like a different.
so there's a thing about that too. There was a game that came out only in Japan for the Nintendo DS that was like Smash Bros, but it was only Shonen Jump things. So you got like Bleach and
Didn't we get a game like that?
One Piece. Yeah, we did, and it was total butt. It was total
I played
butt.
it.
It was Jump Force or something
Jump
like that.
Force, yeah, that's it.
Horrible.
It was on Game Pass
So,
for a while. I played it a little bit.
I just want more of that 2D assist fighter game. You know, I've got a lot. Racing game for sure. Fighting game. A game that will keep on giving. That's what I want. That I can play for years, like I have with Dirt Rally and.
I like it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That was such a tangent, wasn't it? Holy shit!
I know. I'm filling time here. I think we could get an announcement for Factions, and my computer's doing the thing again, but that's okay. We know that the audio will keep going, so we'll just keep powering through it. But we know
you just added more time to Factions by saying the F word. Right?
I know, but we've already said it this episode, so we're just going for it. I think, like, you know, we don't have an E3 this year, right?
Mm-hmm.
There is no E3, but we will have, I think each one of the studios will have like an E3 level conference type thing. Not at the same time or whatever. Like PlayStation will have a big state of play where they're like, here's when God of War is actually coming out. Here's when blah, blah, blah. Here's some upcoming games or whatever. Like they will have a thing.
I agree.
I think Xbox will have a thing as well. So like I don't like, it's impossible for them not to have something like that. And I think at that thing, we will see Factions. Be it next month, be it in July, you know, whenever.
You're making it worse.
August, maybe. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe
2047.
Yeah, I think we'll see a trailer for it, but I think they'll be like, it's not coming out until like next year.
It'll come out when it's ready, and then 15 years later, it'll be like...
That's fine, dude. As long as I see some fucking systems and like this is the game, like I just want to know what it's all about, baby. You know,
you know what it's about. If they change too much of it,
We don't know what it's about.
The battle royale phase is going away, and if they're doing a battle royale, they need to get on that shit quicker rather than later, because I think this
is it going away though?
I think so, because even Fortnite is like not really battle royale anymore. I don't hear anything about Apex anymore. It seems to be popularity.
Fortnite is a battle royale, so
well, they got rid of building,
but they just made it more of a basic battle royale then.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
still a battle royale.
You don't hear about battle royales coming out like every week.
Yeah.
It's not like, and this company made battle royale, and this company made a battle royale, and this company
made I don't know if Factions is going to be a battle royale, although I'm in the camp of it would be cool if it was. But like, I still want to know what those systems are. The fact that they've taken this long means it's going to be more than just what it was on the first game, right? Like there has to be more there for them to have a full-fledged game that they've spent 3 years making now, or 2 years, like 2 years plus, because they probably started making this while they were making the first game. Like it's bound to it has something different. I hope that they flesh out the like community aspect of it, you know, like the little mini community mini game that was part of the first one. Make it so like you actually have your own encampment that you can like walk around. And
you like walk around and you have like people that work on your weapons.
And it's almost like a little character. It's like a city builder within the game.
Yeah, and it's like a customization hub, if you will.
And you make money by going out and playing faction matches, you know, and like that'd be cool as fuck. I'd
be into feed people, and they all have names, and then you watch them die. Could you imagine? You're like, oh man,
it's like Oregon Trail.
Old lady Charisse has been so nice to me by, you know, custom making me this fleece shirt that I wear in every battle, and she got gonorrhea and is dead.
Gonorrhea? Like, oh man.
Yeah.
That's rough. Wear condoms.
I don't know, man. It killed her.
It's hard to get condoms, I guess, in the post-apocalyptic
world. You didn't have the supplies, so so old lady Charisse.
We're out on the search for condoms. But right now, my most anticipated game though is Live Alive or Live Alive or whatever. Yeah, I think that's
such a weird one.
I just don't know what it is fully, and I'm really into triangle strategy, and I'm like excited to play another game that's kind of like that. But I know this is more of a traditional RPG, and that's almost what I want more. You know, I want that. Now that I've played triangle strategy, I kind of want that.
Yeah, I get that.
Yes. Also, God of War. Where the fuck is that game? What happened to that? I don't know.
I don't care anymore. That game could never come out, and I'd be totally happy.
Doesn't exist. It's not real. Exist.
I don't care. Yep.
It's not coming out this year. I actually, did they already say it's not coming out this year? I can't remember.
I have no idea. I don't remember. But I don't care.
There's no fucking way it's coming out this year, though. No way. Anyway, PlayStation Studios like had this promotion thing. Here, I can pull it up on stream, actually. Hold on one second. Let me pull up this picture. God,
we're so ready.
Here it is. Okay, let me get rid of our faces so you can actually see it. They made this picture, right? It's a PlayStation Studios logo, and over here in the corner is little Norman Reedus and his little baby, Lou, our beautiful baby Lou, and you know, PlayStation Studios. You know, these are all PlayStation games, and there were a lot of people that were like, "Hey, yo, Kojima Productions, not a PlayStation studio, right?" So there was some confusion there. It really isn't that confusing. It's only confusing because PlayStation made that PlayStation Studios logo after Death Stranding came out. If Death Stranding came out tomorrow, that PlayStation Studios logo would have been at the beginning of the game, but it came out before that. But Kojima came out on Twitter and was like, "Hey, I'm sorry for the misunderstanding, but Kojima Productions has been and will continue to be an independent studio." So yeah,
And
just
I can't imagine Kojima wanting to go back to not independent. You know, considering all the bullshit that what was it?
Konami.
Konami put him through. I doubt he's got enough money. He's got enough fans. The like he would just it makes sense for him to just be on his own.
You think it's
Yeah.
possible that one day PlayStation will buy Kojima Productions?
Yeah, and then Kojima will move on to something else.
You think so? Huh.
Yeah, I don't think he will ever be be at the mercy of somebody else telling him he can't do something or he should do something this way instead. I think
Yeah.
he is he's more like he has more character than that. Like
Clout?
he's not willing to sell out his brand, his
Yes.
himself
He is an
anymore.
auteur. Um Yeah, I don't know. I know right now he's working on like some sort of Xbox game. So seems
I thought he was working on a movie, but
I think that too, but I think that's like separate. But I think he's currently working on an Xbox project. Um but at the same time, I don't think it's totally out of the realm of possibility. I think if anyone were to buy Kojima Productions, it would be Sony.
oh yeah.
Um I think Kojima is like apprehensive about it. But I think Sony would treat him right, you know? Sony
Yeah.
is all it takes is like Kojima makes a couple games that don't sell super well, and then Sony's like, "Listen, man, we'll give you money to put Norman Reedus in your games. Put Scarlett Johansson in your games. Whoever."
Nice. Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah. Chris Pratt.
Oh,
Just the
Chris
entire
Pratt's
MCU. Uh,
Adam Driver.
Adam
Adam Driver
Driver.
will be in your game.
That'd be cool as fuck, actually. I could see Adam Driver getting in a Kojima game. That'd be sick, actually.
That would be
But,
kind of cool.
all it takes is Kojima to make a couple of these games, and then he can't afford to make the games he wants to make, right?
Right, if he's like failing, but I don't think
Well,
I
I
don't
mean, we
think he
already kind of
can.
heard that Death Stranding didn't sell as well as I think Sony had hoped. So I don't know.
Yeah,
I think it's
who
possible.
knows?
One day.
Maybe all the Metal Gear fans are killing themselves because, you know, the world is bleak and they're like, Kojima told us.
Maybe.
Maybe it's like a internal cult that's just like slowly killing themselves.
Possibly. I love Death Stranding. I don't know. I thought it was great.
Mm.
I want PlayStation to buy fucking Konami, and then Kojima can make
Mm.
Metal Gear games again. That'd be cool.
Yeah. That would be cool.
All right, let's move on to the news. We got two pieces of news here. These are our main stories. First story: No Man's Sky dev teases next game, and it sounds very ambitious. This comes from Eddie Makuch. Makuk.
I like Makooch. Makooch is
Makooch.
way better.
Eddie Makuch at GameSpot. No Man's Sky developer Hello Games is working on a new project that sounds very ambitious. Studio co-founder and managing director Sean Murray told IGN that the project is similar to No Man's Sky in that it has bold ambitions, though it is not No Man's Sky 2. Quote, "For a while now, we've been working on something pretty ambitious in the background. It's a small team, but we like it that way," Murray said. Similar to No Man's Sky, it's the kind of project that even if we had thousands of people working on it, it'd still seem impossible.
So this one's gonna fail too, is what he's saying. This
I
one's gonna
wonder.
release and it's going to be really bad. And then they're, you know, over a decade, they'll bring it back as long as they're still around. It'll be No Man's Sky 2, but without the name. That does not bode well. Like saying that as this guy obviously isn't PR trained. Neither am I. Neither are you.
He
But
probably
like
is more so now, but
saying that though, it's pretty ambitious. It's a small team. it's about the same ambition that we had for No Man's Sky with a small team that,
Even if it was
failed.
thousands of people.
Yeah, even if it was thousands of people, we still wouldn't be able to get it done. What? Like that just does not seem correct. That is I would not sell a game that way by
Yeah.
saying, remember that last thing that we tried to do that was crazy? Well, you have also heard of Cyberpunk 2077, right? Well, um ambition doesn't really go anywhere in the video game industry. You have to be the next level. It's not about how far we can jump, it's how we can improve our jump so that we can go farther in the future rather than, you know.
Just like when you're playing No Man's Sky and you have to improve the pieces of your ship to get to the
Yeah.
next planet.
Yeah, that's the thing I hate about No Man's Sky is you have to it's a fucking survival game until you get your ship and then you're like, "Okay, I can zip around wherever I want and survival doesn't matter." It's like you have to do that survival part first before you can just get in a ship and zip away because that's how you design the game, idiots. I don't like No Man's Sky. I think it's bad.
Yeah, I mean they just released that new like pirate combat thing in No Man's
Yeah.
Sky. It looks pretty cool.
Yeah, but how many hours until you get to it for a new player?
I don't know. That's why
They don't
I'm
they
like
never say that. Never say it.
I've never played the game actually. I'd like to. I should give it a shot. I was hyped for No Man's Sky when it came out, and if I'm being real with you, I still have like faith in these guys to release something cool. I think Sean Murray like came out and said some really dumb shit about No Man's Sky. I think he was just like lost in the sauce though. You know, like
Oh, definitely.
he's like going on Colbert and he's like, I don't know, like maybe like he was trying to be vague, but it came across as like, no, this game is gonna have that shit. But
He's like Trump, is what you're saying. It's gonna be huge.
no,
We
he
got
didn't even.
people working on it.
But
We
that's not
got-
even what he did, though. That's not even what he did. What he did was, I don't know, maybe, you know, and that was a lot of what he said. He's like, I don't know, possibly. Like, can you see another? Like when Colbert asked him, can you see another player? And he's like, I don't know, maybe. Which seemed like at the time, like, oh, I'll be able to see another player. When in reality, you couldn't see another player until
Right,
later.
yeah.
They added that in, but
So he wasn't wrong. He was just late.
he was just and he was just vague, right? He was just
Right.
like vague, and we all believed him. And he's like, this game's ambitious, which, to be fair, for a team of like what was it, like 6 to 12 people or whatever that were part of Hello
Yeah.
Games, and I think still to this day it's that. It's a pretty ambitious game for a studio that size, you know, like
Yeah.
it is. And I think whatever they do next, they've learned from No Man's Sky. They've had tons of time to like, I'm sure they've been working on it behind the scenes for a long time already. I think it could be cool, but like him coming out here, it'd be like, oh, it's so ambitious. Like, come on, Sean, calm down now. Like, don't do it again, man. Calm down. The other question I have is like, I know No Man's Sky is sort of this like redemption arc game where like at first everyone hated it, now everyone's sort of like cool on it, like it's fine. But like for the average player, not like your grandma, but like someone a little bit more experienced with games who knows about No Man's Sky, but aren't as tuned in with like everything in the video game space. Are those people going to be interested in another Hello Games game? Because they're like, fuck, No Man's Sky was awful and I bought it. Because that game sold like 18 million copies in its first day or something crazy like that. And a lot of people were burned by it. And I wonder if those people are like, I don't want another Hello Games game.
See, what I think is the disconnect for that is that people like that, people in that situation, don't even notice who the game is from.
You're right. That's true.
I think that's the thing. Like Ubisoft, sure. EA, maybe because it like literally puts it like EA Games, EA Sports or whatever. Maybe Activision, Call of Duty heads. But like the people who are like, Hello Games, Supergiant, Devolver. People don't, unless you are in that sort of thing, people aren't going to be like, oh yeah, that game from 10 years ago burned me real bad from this one developer, and I'm never gonna like they're probably just like, oh, this game looks cool, I'm gonna buy it. That's it.
Yeah,
Same
you're
with No
probably right.
Man's Sky. They're like, oh, spaceship game, and then there's like, oh, fucking
I do
hardcore
think like
survival. Fuck this. Like,
I do
yeah.
think like the one big difference though is like I think people do know who Sean Murray is because the dude was like on Colbert. Like the
Yeah.
dude was like doing interviews. Like people knew who this guy was.
But
This
it
is
was
why
10
people bought that
years
game.
ago. It was 10 years ago.
It wasn't 10 years ago. How long ago was that? Was it 10 years ago? Jesus Christ. No Man's Sky release. Don't tell me it was 10 years ago. I will cry. 2016.
8 years ago.
6 years ago?
6 years ago.
So nearly 10 years. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Half a decade ago.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe you're right. I still do hope the best for them, and I hope the game that they release is good.
Absolutely. Every studio deserves that because you put so much work into something, you kind of want it to be good. And like if you're a little kid and you draw a smiley face for your parents and you're like, can you put it on the fridge? And they're like, no, it's disgusting. Yeah, it's like, you don't want that. You spent your whole day as a kid doing writing that smiley face or whatever. It's the same principle. It's like, you're putting your heart and soul and your time into it, and you're like, look what I made you. And they're like, ew, that can't feel good. Even if it is like, ugh, it's still, it's still, you want them to succeed. I want everybody to succeed except for a certain few people.
Yeah. Regardless, though, No Man's Sky, I know you said it was a failure. Not a failure. It made them millionaires. They're all millionaires now. Sean Murray, millionaire. They sold several million copies of that game for $60 a pop, and there's like 6 to 12 people in the studio. Like they're living high. This next game can sell 12 copies, and they'll be fine. So,
well, it takes a lot of money to make a game, though.
I understand, but when your game only has 12 developers, it doesn't take as much money.
That's true. It just takes time.
12 developers who are already millionaires. All of them. Yeah. They're all millionaires.
And they're all it's just their hobby at this point.
I hope Hello Games stays independent and stays small like this. Because if it's just these dudes and they're just dicking around making games now, that's so cool.
Millionaires making games.
Yeah. I hope they do that. I wish that's what fucking Mojang did or whatever. The guy that made or what was his name? The guy who made Minecraft. What was the guy's name?
I don't know. Yeah.
But that was the company, I guess, or whatever. But I wish that's what that dude did. He's just like, fuck it, I'm a multi-millionaire now. I'm just gonna make other stuff for fun. Instead, he went online and posted some incel shit and talked about how he's so sad to be a millionaire in a mansion by himself. Fucking loser.
Fucking get a life,
dude. Just like go outside. I don't know, touch grass, dude. You got $1 million. I don't know. Fuck. I remember reading that shit. I was like, what are you complaining about, you fucking idiot? Anyway.
Give it away. Go to donate. Like fucking go volunteer to Soup Kitchen.
He's like, oh, it's so hard. It's so hard being a millionaire.
It's so hard. Oh no, nobody likes me because I'm a millionaire. Fuck you.
I like the Stardew Valley guy. That guy's cool because he's like, what's his name? Bored Ape or something? No, Bored Apes are the fucking NFT. He's something ape. He's cool though because he's just like, yeah, I'm a fucking multi-millionaire now too, and I'm just gonna keep making Stardew forever. And I think recently he's like, I'm gonna start working on something else just because I've been working on Stardew for like 20 years. So it's time to move on.
That's it.
That guy's cool. He didn't complain about living in a mansion. Like, who does that? Weirdos.
I mean, yeah. Fuck you. Fuck you. Jesus Christ, man.
This is a tangent-filled episode of Last Week in Games.
This is gonna go for so long.
No, we got one more story here.
Let's do it.
Microsoft reportedly working Let me start that over. Microsoft reportedly working to bring in-game ads to free-to-play games. This comes from Chris Pereira at GameSpot. Microsoft is developing a program that will help bring in-game advertisements into free-to-play games on Xbox, according to a new report from Business Insider. The goal, according to the report, is to provide a new revenue stream for developers. Microsoft itself would not be taking a cut of the ad revenue generated. Examples of how ads might... Oh, let me start that sentence over again. Jesus Christ. Just end the show. Just end it. It's done. No, I'm just kidding. Microsoft itself would not be taking a cut of the ad revenue generated. Examples of how ads might be placed include billboards in racing games. While that might sound somewhat natural, it's noted that Microsoft is aware of the potential off-putting nature of advertising in games, something that is still rare in PC and consoles games. Past implementations, such as the infamous billboards in Battlefield 2042, have gone over poorly with players. That apparently is not enough to dissuade Microsoft from pursuing this avenue. But the report states that a, quote, private marketplace could be created so that only certain brands can participate. According to Business Insider, this program could be ready later this year, though it remains to be seen whether or not it will come together. Advertising on Xbox has largely been relegated to the system's dashboard rather than inside of games themselves. Nick.
Yes. I think it's stupid.
What are you feeling?
Obviously, sure. We have it in movies already, especially if it's like billboards and, soda cans and because we've got it. We have it in Death Stranding with the Monster Energy. Like that's all Reedus would drink. Forget his first name. Norman Reedus would drink. I don't know how he fucking survives. But you got Monster Energy.
But then they took it out.
They took it out. Then the old games, you would have billboards like that for certain things, and it's like, okay, that makes sense. I think what needs to happen to make it so that people still get those ads, but make it in like a way that fits with the world. You'd have to have an advertising team just work on ads that go into games. So for example, if you're doing like a futuristic racing game, right? We'll say Wipeout. If you want to put a billboard in Wipeout, right? And you're McDonald's, you don't call yourself McDonald's, you call yourself McDougal's or something like that with the same arches and put it in like futuristic lettering. It's the same fucking advertisement. Everybody knows what McDonald's is, Everybody knows what Oakley is.
It's almost like making fun of McDonald's though, because I mean, like, Grand Theft Auto has been doing that for years with like Cluck and Bell and stuff.
Yeah, but like, Cluck and Bell, what is that?
Well, it's supposed to be like KFC and Taco Bell mixed together.
Yeah, exactly. But like, if you had a McDonald's logo in Grand Theft Auto and it said anything, it could say anything. It's just the golden arches, right? You're like, man, I could go for some McDonald's. Because that's the advertisement is your logo. If you saw a Nike swoosh and it was like Knox shoes or something like that, it's like, oh yeah, that's Nikes. And then you literally put the Nike shoes in the game. That's one way of doing it. And I don't know why more companies don't do that. Like we used to put like brands of guns in games, brands of cars in games, but now games have to pay the brands in order to have those cars in their games, which is very strange to me. It's like, hey, we want to like 3D model and get your car into our racing game. And your BMW, and they go to BMW and like, we're gonna do this, and they're like, give us $1 million and you can do it. It's like, what the fuck? No, this is advertisement for you.
Yeah, but it's also put in the game against other vehicles by competitors, and maybe their car isn't ranked as high as the competitor's car, and yeah, it's It's a whole can of worms, and they're also
It's so
they're selling the game with the idea that this car is in this game, and like these brands
true.
are in this game. Like I get that to a certain degree.
True. But I fear that if this is to happen in any other way than shit in game, like if we get UFC ads like we did in UFC 2K UFC or whatever the fuck it was
That's what the
called,
game was.
where
Yeah.
it's just like, hey, here's a 30-second ad
Yeah.
before you can play your fucking game. I think that we've gone to a dark place, and I think I will stop video games
Yeah.
in that moment. And yeah, that just whew, we've live in a dystopian world where capitalism rules king, and nobody can say anything to Jeff Bezos because he will have a drone drop a box on you. Um,
Yeah. I mean
yeah.
that's the confusion of this, of all of this, is like we've had this stuff. We've had marketing and product placement in games for forever. Since
Mhm.
PS2, Tony Hawk had different brands and Mountain Dew. I remember Jet Moto on the PS1. You could
Mhm.
drive as the Mountain Dew person because it was like they were sponsored by Mountain Dew and shit. Like Pepsi Man, the fucking game.
There's games with
Uh,
Burger King's Sneak King,
yeah,
you know?
none of this is new. The advertising in games is not new. When they're saying none of the revenue added, like generated, will go to Microsoft. Well, like, I mean, if it's a Microsoft game, like Halo, that has an ad in it or whatever, it will. I don't know what you're talking about. And also, it sounds like what they want to do, right, is they want to build a marketplace for ads. So they're like the middleman for these game companies and advertisements. So then if there is a billboard in your game, you can switch out that billboard every month. Different
Yep.
stuff every month. And Microsoft's the middleman. Microsoft's making money off of that shit all
Oh
the
yeah.
time. All the
Oh
time.
yeah.
And the fact that they had to point out free to play games, I wonder if this is like the future of Xbox games as well. Just like all of our games are free, kinda, if they're on
Yeah.
Game Pass. So we're gonna have ads, and we're gonna have like shit in the corners of all things, just trying to sell you things all the time. I think it's annoying as fuck. Just let people do product placement like they've always done, like they have in video
Mhm.
games, like they have in movies. I don't care about that. That's fine, whatever.
Yep.
But like, that is something that I really like about Grand Theft Auto, is like they've created their own world where McDonald's doesn't exist in that world. It's something completely different. But now
Right.
with this marketplace, people are going to be more inclined to be like, okay, well, this is its own world, but McDonald's does exist within this world because at least this month
And
it
that,
exists.
see, that would be okay with me too, especially in like a Grand Theft Auto setting. You know, it's like, okay, there's a Ross right here. And oh, now it's something completely different. It's a, it's a it's a Spirit Halloween. Oh no, like it adds a little bit more movement and fluidity to a world, especially with like GTA Online, where, shit moves and gets torn down, and that Chick-fil-A is no longer Chick-fil-A, it's a Krispy Kreme, and
Yeah.
whatever. And if that's a way for companies to, like, developing companies to make money, I'm totally for it, because then your rent it's a metaverse thing. It goes back to the metaverse. It's like you are renting out a digital space in our metaverse that people will see and drive by all the time. This is our most populated area, and they have data for that too. Like,
Yeah.
people
This is,
fly by this all the time. We
yeah.
have the data. This is how much this plot of land costs. Perfect execution of metaverse advertisement.
Hmm.
I don't see anything wrong with it, as long as you do not impede. It does not impede um, the world that it's in, or the time that I'm spending of my own time. Like, you're gonna stop me for a Google ad before, like, on my load screen, because and now my load screen takes 2 times longer because now it has to load the fucking ad. Like, don't do that shit. Just
I
put it in the world.
Oh
You
yeah,
know.
my like I don't really have an issue with it either, as long as it is just sort of used as like here's like a billboard or whatever. My only
Hmm.
concern is that yeah, like it starts to like just like everything else, people start to take advantage of it and they start building their games around like, well, we need to have this here so we can have an advertisement spot here and this
That's it.
here so we can have an advertisement spot here
Yeah.
instead of being like
Oh,
just like
we can't build any future things because, you know,
like I say
home
about
goods doesn't exist in our future, you know?
like I say about every fucking thing though, like when it comes to like free to play games, it's like come up with your payment method and like how you make money after you make the game. Make the game good first.
Yeah.
Make the game worth playing first.
Otherwise you fail.
Don't make the game like I need to have this amount of billboards and this place to have an advertisement and then build a game around that. No, the other way around. Other way
It
around.
won't work.
Yeah.
You build a game and then you find what makes you money.
Yeah.
That's it.
Anyway,
And
that's
if you do it right, everybody wins.
Yep. Amen,
If you
brother.
do it wrong, then you lose and you'll become Anthem.
Yep. Or
Like,
Avengers.
Or Avengers. Yeah.
Well, that is the show. There are no like real recent reviews because nothing came out. What to look forward to next week? Saints Row is getting a new showcase next week, focusing on customization. This is on April 20th, 8 p.m. UK time. You can do the math in your head for what that is, your time. And it'll be streamed on Twitch and YouTube. I also think there is like an indie showcase thing happening next week. I forget what it's called, but keep an eye out for that. Saints Row, Nick, what are your thoughts on this?
Fucking hyped, dude. So fucking hyped. I hope it's good. I hope it's good. I've seen some gameplay of it. It looks solid gameplay wise. Customization needs to be top notch. I need to be able to do some crazy wacky shit with my guy
Yeah.
or gal or monster or zombie or whatever the hell I'm
Yeah.
going to be, or dog. Maybe I can be a dog. Maybe you can be a dog, dude.
Let me be your dog.
Let me be your dog. So yeah, I'm excited. This is something we're gonna definitely cover next week, as long as it's longer than 3 minutes. You know, if it's 3 minutes, then we'll be like, oh yeah, they showed something and it looked good.
Yeah. We'll talk about it.
We'll talk about it.
Regardless.
Definitely talk about it. Yeah. So
yeah, I'm excited. I like that it's like focusing on customization, which means yeah, customization is going to be fucking crazy in this game, which is great. I think customization in games this year in particular has been really good. Like there's just been some really good shit. Like Elden Ring obviously has some great customization. And then even WWE, I've just seen some crazy shit happening in that game. And that is just so cool. So, yeah, I'm excited to see what Saints Row is going to be doing in their game. Because that is something they have on Grand Theft Auto. And they always have had it on Grand Theft Auto. Grand Theft Auto, it's always been more about, like, the story and the world. And, like, let's make this game fun as fuck. There's some neat, like, you know, clothes options and stuff. But, like, honestly, like, making a character in GTA, it's pretty limited. It's pretty limiting.
yeah, it's not the best.
Yeah, but Saints Row has always been good about being like, make this character your own, make him fucking weird, do whatever you want. But it has to be purple because repping the Saints, baby. Yeah, so I'm excited. I'm excited to see more about this game.
Yeah, absolutely.
Also next week, the only game coming out next week, Star Wars: The Force Unleashed, is coming to the Switch on April 20th. Blaze it up with some Star Wars. You know what I'm saying? Gotta blaze it up with some Star Wars and Saints Row. That is a perfect day for Saints Row to do that. April 20th. I just put that together. Those cheeky bastards.
I don't know if they did it on purpose, but
oh, you know it's gonna start with some weed smoke or whatever, and they're gonna be joking about 420 and all that stuff. Blaze them if you got it. You know it's legal in Arizona, baby. Go get it if you're in Arizona. If you're not, you know, I'm sorry. Don't break the law. You know, follow the rules. If you're in England or whatever, they hate weed over there. That's what I hear.
Unless you don't want to, then fight the power.
Yeah, but don't break the law, though. I didn't say
but
for you to break the law.
No,
I would never do that.
Don't do that. Jake would never do it.
I would never do that.
He'd never do it.
Yeah, don't break.
Okay.
Check out our spoiler casts. We finished all of the MCU, so go back and watch all of those. We watched all of the MCU, baby. It was amazing. Nick, I watched Empire Strikes Back yesterday. Also,
dude, what the hell, man? We were supposed to do that as a family.
I mean, we'll watch it again
for the Loner Cast,
and that's why I'm bringing it up, baby, because I'm excited to get back into some Star Wars shit with you.
Are we gonna do this like soon? Is this a thing that's gonna happen soon?
I was thinking post Multiverse of Madness. You know,
okay.
Like let's wait that out. Let's do Multiverse of Madness. Maybe we gotta do our Moon Knight one as well.
Yeah,
we do those. Hell, maybe we even wait for Thor, because Thor is in like a month after. So I don't know.
But you know, there'll always be something else.
Well, there's going to be like She-Hulk and stuff. But if we're doing the shows where it's like we're just doing it one time instead of every episode, we could do it after Thor. We'll have a good few months before like anything is done or released.
Right.
So maybe after Thor. I like that idea. Let's do it after Thor.
Let's do it after Thor.
Because we'll have 2 spoiler casts next month with Moon Knight and Multiverse of Madness. So yeah. I love it. Cool. Check us out on Twitter. @LonerCast1 is the show. Mine is @EmergencyPizza_, and Nick is @Fatal_Microwave. Follow us.
That's me, my guy.
We post hilarious things. We're laughing all the time over there.
All the time.
You go on
laugh
there,
with us.
You go over to the Twitter. It's like, kill yourself, kill your mom.
I want to die.
And also remember, go over to
kill
Twitch.
Your mom. Oh,
as well. Go over to twitch.tv/lonercast. Watch the show live, and you'll get to see the video hiccup like it is right now. And it's just great quality stuff all the time over there.
Quality shit.
And love your mom. All that stuff.